Yeah. Roll out the carpet. Bring out the bottles. Nazo Bravo. Mighty high. Coming from LA.
Baby, we call it Los. That's right. Yeah. Welcome to Armenian Nights Radio. Welcome to our second podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Michael Gregorian. I am your host, and welcome to the second podcast. We're just going to get right into it. April is a big month for us. April 24th is our Genocide Recognition Day, and April is the month that we all talk about that, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm just going to go around to my left and introduce everyone that's in the room. To my left is the beautiful, the lovely Armin Babasalukian.
That's right. Babalu's in the house. What's
Babalu.
up? How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Heck
How
yeah.
you doing?
I'm great, man.
We were just talking to each other. It feels weird to ask you, how you doing? Even though we were just talking to each other 2 minutes ago.
You guys have no idea how great of a mood I get put in when I'm around you guys. I'm not even. I just felt like bringing that up right now.
He was waiting for that.
It's like little
such
kids
a
cheering.
dangerous thing to show
Oh my
him.
God.
You the
Thanks.
buttons.
Don't
Thank
show me
you.
buttons.
I hate you.
I like how we're all waiting for the sound
Why?
because we kind of want to hear it. All right, and then sitting directly across from Mr. Babalu is the more beautiful. Beautifuler.
What?
Beautiful.
Beautiful and beautifuler.
Moses Shakarian.
Hi.
Shakarian.
Shakarian.
What would you
Really?
rather? Shakarian or Shakarian?
Shakarian.
You're like, really? You've known
Really?
me for 3
3 years later.
Moses Shakarian.
You've introduced me on stage countless times.
I know. I'm going to introduce you like a white person. Moses Shakarian.
Hi,
What is the
everyone.
weirdest way that they've introduced you? Your
Most
name.
of the time they think the V is a U, so they call me Mouses.
Nice.
Yeah. Or they assume it's either Moves, or they think I'm Hispanic and just call me Moises. That's pretty
Moves?
Moves. Yeah, they
Moves.
they ignore the first S.
Yeah.
He's got moves.
Or that there's only one O. Moves.
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 There's only one.
And to his left, and then to my right, to your guys' front, and to most people's back.
Because I'm usually behind because I
That's
can't keep up. Yeah, I got
We
it.
have the beautiful Mary Basmaj. And Mary said, what's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
That's right.
Sound cue. Mary needs a sound cue.
What? I fucking...
You gotta do something sense to kids. Oh my God.
Because she loves it.
No. Say what's up, Mary.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
All right, you guys, shut up.
Let's be
Oh,
serious.
wow.
Yeah, let's be serious.
This
We
is
have to
Armenian
be.
Nights
This is
comedy.
Serious
Armenian Nights
comedy.
This is Armenian Nights serious comedy. Well,
Serious comedy.
according to most Armenians, we're supposed to be serious. We're not supposed to be joking around about things. We're
I
not
can
supposed
understand.
to have a funny take or a funny opinion on things.
I could understand where they're coming from. You know.
Yeah.
You're dealing with, you know, it's been 100 years where, you know, we still have ancestors dealing with the repercussions of the genocide. You know?
Right.
When someone goes through tragedy, when someone goes through something really, really, really bad, it's hard to like smile after that. You
Yeah.
know? So
But I mean,
But it's the best. It's the best thing.
That's
you know?
what's
it's laughing.
Yeah,
No, of course. I thought you were going to
course.
say is not laughing.
No,
No.
it's the best
Just
thing.
being
It's the best. I
Armenian
mean,
all
like,
the
how many
time.
times? How many times have you been in a situation that's sad, and then like the smallest thing happens, and you just cannot stop
Oh,
laughing?
yeah. That's the only thing that's helped me.
It's release.
Yeah.
It helps you cope. It doesn't mean
For sure.
that you're disrespecting anything. It just, it's human nature. We want
Yeah.
to be laughing, even when it's, somebody's funeral. Like, it happens a
So-
lot.
Oh, no, it happens a lot, for sure.
Yeah.
Every tragic event that's ever happened to me in my life, going from ever since I can remember, from 12 years old.
The first tragic was your birth.
Being born.
I believe, was the
No, for my mom, it was tragic. My mom she's still weeping.
Oh my God.
And I was born on Mother's Day, so it's like she gets reminded every year of how
Double F
shitty of
you.
a son I am. No, I laugh through
yes.
every single thing, through every tragedy, through every pain, through everything. That's
Got
the only
to.
thing.
but
Look, our people like to laugh. They
Yeah.
laugh. We've had years and years of comedy, and we do like to laugh. It's just, I think in April, we kind of get a little bit more serious because we feel like we're not being taken seriously. That's the issue.
yeah, that's
I
a good
understand
point.
that. That's a good point.
So, yeah.
And there's
Also,
like guilt. There's guilt associated. It's like,
That's
why am I
the
going to
huge
laugh
thing.
when something?
That's the huge thing.
Guilt.
That
Guilt.
guilt is so rampant, and it doesn't only last in the month of April. We can all be attest to that. Our family members, my parents, my grandparents, they just put me through so much guilt for everything that I've now found myself not being able to be happy at little tiny events because I'm just waiting for
Basically,
the other shoe to drop.
what's happening is that 100 years later, you make a joke and they're like, too soon.
Too soon. Don't say that. Don't serve turkey in April.
It's too soon.
Don't have a turkey sub.
We're gonna wait another couple hundred years.
200 years, then we can have a turkey sub.
Maybe.
But no, like there's a lot of things happening in the news. First and foremost, I'm gonna get right to one of the things that happened just recently. A lovely Armenian lady
who I am friends with on Facebook.
who you're friends with on Facebook.
Before all this happened.
Before all this happened.
What are you, like the hipster of famous Armenian
Oh,
friends?
Yeah.
I was so 2000.
No, it's because shut up.
Yeah, that sounded like how you didn't want
No.
it to sound. That's
She-
great.
No,
That's her subtle way of warning us to not talk shit.
that is not. Even so, you shouldn't be
No,
warned.
I'm not gonna talk shit. I'm just saying. A note was left on an Armenian family's door, and it was very hateful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
it was left on the door because the Armenian families had put Armenian flags outside of their home. Chatalyan, right? Hasmik Chatalyan. Did I pronounce that correctly? It was her family. She was the one that was on the news. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly.
There was actually several families that it happened
Right.
to.
Oh,
but
wow.
the one in question that was
Where
on
was
the
this?
news, it was
Tahunga.
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 Yeah.
Tahunga, Sunland area.
But my first take, and I'm not talking shit about anything that happened. It's just right off the bat, the funny thing that I can't see is that right away, one thing happens to an Armenian and they're on the news, they're letting everybody know. No. It's like, think that black people are getting shot, Mexicans are getting killed. But this one, Senator Adam Schiff, I want you to know, I don't like... Maybe that's not her talking. That's just my
squeaky wheel.
But see, just like most human beings, I do see two sides to things. Armenians don't realize that you can see the funny thing in something, but you also can see the tragic thing in it. And it is sad, and it is fucked up, and it is kind of shitty for them to do that. And the person that actually wrote it, you can tell that they had some sort of agenda. And you could tell that the person... first of all, they were speaking about themselves because they're being very specific. And I'll quote some of the things. It says... we have soldiers that are 24-year-old women, like she's being very specific, 24-year-old women named Jenny that I've known for 17 years that died, and her friend was Armenian. I didn't like her, so I'm getting mad at you. Like, you can tell that there's a specific thing.
Does it really say that?
It says a 24-year-old woman, but it doesn't say Jenny. It doesn't say that she got killed. But she might as well have.
Right.
Which, to Hasmik, I would like to say, process of elimination, go around knocking on the door, see who has a daughter serving in the army
Yeah.
who's 24 years
That's
old.
a
That
dead
is the
giveaway
person
right
who
there.
did it.
Hey. Being serving in the army doesn't make you like this, man.
No.
I'm
But
talking
she's
about
clearly
No, this
talking
person
about
that
somebody
did it-
close to her.
Yeah.
is serving in. She's like, we have 24-year-old women serving in the army for you to be living here for free.
Right.
That's
She's
what she
like,
says.
why are you
So if you-
disrespecting the American people by putting your flag out? You
Okay.
are in America living almost for free, which, by the way, I have no idea how this person knows that this person is living for free.
I want to know how.
Dead
they're
giveaway
living
that
for-
that's a personal issue.
Right.
Living for free. And we have soldiers, 24-year-old women dying for you to be here, not being killed. Again, another personal thing that's interjected in this that tells you this person is coming from some sort of emotion that's like, I'm going to write this down and let this Armenian know. Like, what does this person have to do with your own personal...
It makes me feel like she knows that they're getting some khanamak al money.
Yes, I
that's
think
why
so.
she's upset.
I bet
Like,
you
you live
they
for
did.
free. I know you're getting that khanamak al money.
Yes.
That's what it really
Or
is.
maybe that person is totally stereotyping.
Yes.
There's that too.
Right, and that's the point. That's the
He's a
part of it that's
douche.
shitty.
Really.
Yeah.
Is that what you took away from it?
I think, yeah.
I also think there's like when I was in North Carolina, there's this thing that like some Amerigatsis they do where it's like when they see someone flying a flag or
Right.
supporting a country that's not America, they automatically assume
It's
that
a
you're
hit on them.
anti-American. You're being anti-American.
It's ridiculous.
Just for, I mean, I have a neighbor in Pasadena who flies both the American flag. He has a flagpole for the American flag and a flagpole for the Armenian flag, like separate flags, and it's concreted into the ground. It's on Del Mar. You can't miss him, and he's got a big green Humvee in the front too.
That's right.
So I mean, it's cool. You're going to put both of them up. What I like about what Hasmik did was she got the threat letter. So what did she do? She went and put another Armenian flag,
Yeah.
which is
That's
awesome.
great.
That's
that she
great.
did
You know what
that,
I'm
by
saying?
the
And
way.
it's like, but it's
show them, then it's not going to
But
matter.
actually, she
But
put up
there's-
the American flag as well.
Yeah, see,
Right.
as long as the American flag is up there, I'm cool with that. But I want to bring up an issue that there's some flags in this country that are okay to wave, and there's some that aren't. Okay, like if there's an Irish flag, it's okay. It becomes okay. An Italian flag, it kind of becomes okay. But once you start getting into cultures that people aren't aware of, they don't know what these people are. Right. It's like, oh, that's a weird flag. What is that, from the Middle East or from Africa? Or it's like I've noticed that certain flags aren't cool, certain cultures are cool to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean,
so all the ones that make up white Americans, like the Irish and the British and
that's what I'm sensing. And it's like it's maybe they've been here longer, maybe, or it's what it is they've been accustomed to the culture. They came in our 1800s. We just got here. We're earning our stripes.
I think it's the Middle East connection.
That's probably what it is.
Because how many idiots have we ran into that say, all right, sand and camel. Like, sand and camel have nothing to do with our culture whatsoever. Yeah. But they immediately, that's the first go-to that they go to. Well,
we don't even smoke Camel cigarettes.
And what another thing could be also that, remember last week we were talking about the douchebag factor in our culture? Perhaps maybe this person, I wrote this letter, got punked in high school by one of our douchebag factor guys, and that could possibly happen. True. You know, and I mean, but it's still, you can't say a whole race or a whole group of people. You can't base the actions of their teenagers on their whole culture. It's like, what are you doing? It's like you're backwards, bro.
Yeah, if that was true, then everybody would have an opinion on every single race if they based it solely on the young culture or the teenagers.
What the teenagers do.
Like everyone just be like, oh, people in general are just horrible.
Well, exactly. I lived in Texas when, where nobody really knew who Armenian people were.
Right.
So it's kind of nice that we're at least getting some coverage.
Hey, bad press is good press.
That's right. No, I think that what happened there, I do think that it just lumps in with any kind of racism of anybody that's not you. I think that it's unfortunate that it's happened to somebody who's Armenian.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that nobody's immune from it. Like, it's racism is for everyone.
Yeah. There's definitely a personal factor behind this, because it's like, take it, flag to Turkey, tell them what you do here. So clearly she knows that they're doing something. I'm not implying that they are doing something. She's implying that they are doing something and that you need to go tell Turkey. Like, we can just go to a nation as a whole, just go knock on the door. Hey, Turkey, guess what we're doing? Something that someone else doesn't like. Okay, see you guys.
Well,
we're just going to...
I think the even more serious part of this letter, and actually there were several of them, like a couple of Armenian families in Tahunga got it, not just one, was talking about actual threats.
Yeah.
Talking about, like, I will hurt you and you're walking with a target on your head. That was like words. Yes, those were words in the letter. I feel like, everything else that they said, fine. It's coming from a place of emotion, their hate, racism, whatever, this, that. But when it's actual threats and you have, like, kids living in your house and you don't know what's going on or who it is, it's very scary to think about it. That's why I feel
it's scary for the person threatening the Armos. That's who it's scary for.
Yeah, because
go in that house, find out what's going on.
Did they not look at the news?
Get beat up by the grandma.
There's 75-year-old Armenian men drinking whiskey and singing before they go fight in a war. Do you think that we're really going to be intimidated by some dumb letter? Oh, well then shit, we need to stop. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's so dumb.
No, we're going to put up another flag.
Yeah, we're going to put a third one up.
I want to call him a stupid redneck. I mean, I've been really thinking that, but that's really, really bad to, like, because I lived in North Carolina.
Person.
There's some really good rednecks.
There are.
So.
I was in Texas.
No, they're just a stupid person. They're not.
That's what it is. Yeah.
No, Texas is full of rednecks. I was born there, so I know that.
You were?
Yeah, my family lives there. Half of my family lives there.
Oh, wow.
So half my family are rednecks. I have an Uncle Tom. I do.
Do you really?
I do. My uncle.
Does he have an uncle? Does he try to act white?
No, he's half. My uncle is white.
Okay.
He married my mom's sister, who's Armenian.
Oh.
So I have an uncle whose name is Tom. So I have an Uncle Tom.
Yes, you do.
You just
white.
like saying that.
Yeah, I have an Uncle Tom.
You keep saying it.
You fucking Uncle Tom. You goddamn Uncle Tom.
There's racism again.
Yeah, no, and he was.
That's it right there. Yeah, because someone can't be what they really are because they have to be a certain way.
I think that
that's
sometimes,
so
and maybe you can answer this. Sometimes when you're in a situation like you are in the military, does racism help you do the thing that you're set there to do, which is protect your country and kill? Not kill, but not to say that you're over there just killing or whatever. But what I'm saying is,
a very good
do
point.
they use that as some sort of a motivator to kind of blind them to what's actually happening, to just go ahead and do it and go forward and kill?
No. Actually,
they're just racist.
No, they're just racist just to be racist. But no, there is in the Army specifically, there is a mandate. There is a very specific thing where you can't be racist.
Right.
You just really can't. I mean, you got every single race. There's cultures that I've never even heard of.
Right.
You know, that were there. Tongans, Samoans. You know, there's Tonga.
Yeah.
Tonga is a little island right next to Samoa.
Yeah.
A bunch of Tongans. I met a bunch of
they tongue
Norwegians, but they didn't tongue me. They were big dudes, right? And then you got all these different cultures that I've never met before. And so it's very difficult to be racist. So when you try to be racist, like maybe back in the day when they would say the Gooks or the Krauts in Germany, right? You can say that, but the term we use is the term that was used was Haji.
Oh, Haji.
And Haji is actually someone who's gone to Mecca and prayed and is actually a noble person.
Right.
So we were
He's enlightened or something.
Yeah, so we were using a term like kind of like in a bad way, but it's like, so I guess in a way you do have to like separate yourself and dehumanize someone in order to, you know, do what you got to do.
So you were like, you're a Gandhi.
But that's not a tool. I don't know.
Not tool, but maybe tool was too strong a word. But I meant like, you know, is it something that is common?
No, they frown down upon that. Like I remember when we went, they wouldn't even let us put skulls on our Humvees. They're like, you're spreading the wrong message. Like we're not here to be, you know, killers. We're not that. So like we'd have to take off our skulls and.
I just love that you had to be told not to put skulls on your own
no
feet.
skulls. Rule number 1, you can't be racist. Shit.
Or you can't be like...
Rule number 2, take down your skulls. If you got any skulls, you got skull caps, skull hats, skull pants, skull shirts, skull bandanas. They just have this big long list because they know like white people have a ton of skulls on everything they have. Skull bandanas, skull slippers, skull underwear, skull coffee caps. Coffee cups you can have. Coffee caps you can't have. Sorry.
This entire time I've been looking at Michael's mouth.
Yeah.
It's just the best
Coffee time.
thing ever.
Tippy twos. I just want to continue that voice. All right, soldier. Hand in all your skulls.
You're an ass.
From now on, you will call these Arabs hijabs.
Yeah, and come on, dude, you're and like, that's the thing that drives me the most crazy. It's like they get mad. It's like, oh my goodness, you know, these guys are crazy. Oh, it's like, oh my God, they're killers. It's like,
That's what they're supposed to do.
oh, what do you think the whole job is? Like after political conversation is done and we can't solve it through talking. Yeah,
That's right.
That's when your mom pulls out her sandal and smacks you over the head. That's basically it, but on a
The
larger...
sandal cannot have a skull on it unless it is military issue skull. Section 5. Report 3 clearly says.
You better be in regulation.
Better be regulation.
Can't even talk.
Better be regulation.
Okay, can we, you know...
Can we what?
Can we be serious?
Yeah.
It's April
Why?
20th. We're supposed to be serious.
Armenian Nights Comedy,
where we
are serious
For all April.
the time.
Yeah.
For April.
For April. You're like, no, for April. For April, we're serious. We don't even make jokes. It's not.
Yeah. No, but and I actually the reason why Hasmik put up the flag originally was to support the troops in Armenia
Right.
that are fighting the war against Azerbaijan. So I think that might have been like another thing, but the war still is going on out there, and a couple of times they had like ceasefires, but people were still being killed during the ceasefires. So and there's a lot of really cool funds that are happening right now to help out the soldiers, like to send them things. But one of my friends actually on Facebook posted, because his brother lives in Armenia, and he posted how his brother's 19-year-old neighbor died in the during the fight. How he died is the worst part, though. They were like right there, I guess, in front of, like, what is it called, front line? Is that
the front line, yeah.
Where they shoot and stuff? They ran out of bullets. They straight up ran out of bullets, and the Azeri soldiers just murked all of them. Just fucking,
it sucks.
just yeah. And when just reading that status, I was so furious. I was like, are you kidding me? The president of Armenia right now is dipping in some nice car or living in you can't afford to send bullets to your military.
Yeah,
seriously?
bullets. You gotta have like rounds.
And that's not the first time I'm hearing, like, a lot of people are posting about that shit, that there's and there's funds here that are collecting money or buying stuff to send to the military over there.
How much of it? Because you mentioned that last time that there is a lot of them that are fake or that.
That was what I was going to bring up.
Not like I don't, because I don't know for a fact that
Right,
they're
not
fake or
personally,
not.
but from
But
what you've heard.
I would suggest maybe going with the source that you trust personally. I'm not gonna tell people where to donate their money, but just be smart about it. As with any other fun thing that goes on, there's a bunch of things going on nowadays in 2016. You got GoFundMe, Starter, this, that, whatever. So you just have to be careful who you donate to. A lot of people are also taking the money directly to Armenia,
Yeah.
to the people and the families of the soldiers that have passed, and so they're giving it to the families. A lot of places that actually are also just donating, like I said, like military stuff for the soldiers, like guns and night vision
skulls.
goggles.
No
No
skulls.
skulls.
No skulls.
No, actually they
they'll
could
let
have
it.
skulls.
Throw the skulls. at the
Yeah.
people.
But that's
They can't
what-
afford the skulls.
Whoa, chica.
No, but I've been looking into how I can go over there and be able to help. Like,
It's
for
not.
months.
I heard it's actually not easy for a citizen to do it.
I've been looking into it. I have to get the dual citizenship in order for me to do it, and that's going to take a little while. I got another dude that was in the 82nd Airborne Division with me. He lives in Pasadena, Armenian dude. We've been talking about it. It's like we're actually trained to.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
actually go there and help. Like if
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
actually fighting, we can give strategy and military advice.
strategic.
Or maybe like certain things, like, hey man, you shouldn't be doing this. Maybe
You shouldn't run out of bullets.
Maybe
Number one
yeah.
Rule
that's
number 3.
Number one.
That's 3. We all know
It was
rule
so-
number 1 and 2 is.
Ugh, I was so
And
upset.
bullets go fast. Bullets
yeah,
go fast. Let me just
Exactly.
tell you,
That's
bullets
what the
go fast.
person
That's
was
how they kill
when
people.
they
they
when they
go
Like a
fast.
minute.
status.
The whole like your magazine could finish in a minute. Like if you don't know if you have it on full blast. I don't even know what weapons they're using. They're probably using AK-47s, 7.62s, which don't have a 3-round burst like the American weapons do.
Right. Aren't they using like old Russian M16s also?
I-
too?
you know,
No, they use
actually, I
AKs.
could
I don't know
read
if
the-
Russians have
sorry,
M16s. They
AKs.
most definitely
My
have.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think giving directly is the best way to do it. Just like
Yeah.
we're giving directly to the AAE fund, and that's what I've been saying. Doing things that are actually going to help directly, I think, is the best way to help. Just like the charity event that we're going to be doing, it's going to be building schools in Armenia directly to them. Like it's not like 70% of the money is going to go to fund the staffing, and then 30% is going to get left over, and like 20% gets sent to Armenia. All of it does. So I think doing that kind of stuff is probably the best thing. But that's interesting. How long do you think of a process you think it'll take, Armin, for you to get dual citizenship? Get yourself down
Right now,
there?
I just got my the paperwork that says that I got baptized by an Armenian priest in an Armenian church.
Oh, wow.
I have to send that over to the embassy, and then the embassy sends that to Armenia, and then Armenia says, "Yeah, cool, we like it."
Oh, wow.
And then you become a citizen. I don't know how long it takes. However, being an American citizen, I'm not allowed. Like you're not allowed to go to another country and fight.
Right.
You're just not allowed
Yeah.
to do that. And
Why waste all that training on another?
right, or it's like
country.
just it's like there's some psychos out there that just want to go and join a war and just fight for the we don't want that's illegal. You're killing people, and it's not your war, But as long as I'm a citizen, I believe I can still go there. I believe there was other things that I was looking at through the UN where as an Armenian I can go there and I don't have to have dual citizenship. So I'm doing my research. I'm gonna find out. I want to go there for like 4 or 5 months and just help whatever I can do.
Monte Melkonian, he was
Yes.
actually born and raised here.
And he studied
went
at
to-
Berkeley.
Yeah, and he went to the 90s war when
Yep.
it happened the same time. But
Right.
and I the only
guy's a
thing I
hero.
remember hearing about him is that he didn't even know he couldn't speak Armenian, but he was just like so down to go and fight, and he gave his life for the country. And
Right.
I went to a book. I think his brother wrote a book not recently, like a couple of years back, and I went to the thing, and his brother was talking about him, and he was just talking about how even as kids he was really patriotic. It's just he didn't speak. But I was just thinking about that the other day too, like
Right.
how we have so many young kids here that are born and raised here, but they are patriotic and they love Armenia and
Of course.
they're ready, And
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Monte Melkonian, dude.
Yeah, he's a G.
Hell yeah.
He's a G.
Hero.
He's a go. Mo, do you think
Albaga.
he's an abaga? Anything you wanna?
He's like, I don't like fighting.
Yeah, no, it's not that. I think that there's, it'd be good to have people that are that have the skills that you
Yep.
have.
Yeah.
I think that ultimately training them to be able to do the job is the key. I don't know, I don't think it's a good idea to send a bunch of teenagers from LA to go die.
Of course.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
agree with that
I don't
at
think
all.
it's a good
And they
idea.
would die.
I've actually.
And they would die without their cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the
true.
two Armenian
That'd be funny.
gangsters?
They're like totally
Remember
in.
the two Armenian gangsters that went over and fought? And
Syria.
It's on YouTube. It
Yes,
was on
I've
Syria,
seen that.
right?
I've
It was
seen
a
that.
boxer and like some other dude.
Yeah,
They're
I
like
remember.
famous AP dudes.
Yes.
And they're over there, hey, bro, you know, fucking this and that, fucking. Brr, brr. They're shooting it like total Armos, dude. They have the gun up in the air, and they're not even like pointing it, like putting their eyes to the sights or anything. Brr, brr, brr. They're holding it up in the air.
Claiming
Yeah.
and you're claiming their gang out. That was great.
Yeah, it was
That's-
awesome.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Awesome. These guys have killed probably a lot of people.
I mean, great if they're killing the enemy and all, but I just don't really. Great, I guess. No, I just don't think that it's ever a good idea to glorify that. I think that that's
No.
just telling our kids the wrong thing.
It's not a good message.
It's like putting skulls on your Humvee. You just know.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
We can
Unless-
we
but
can do
you-
this without putting the skulls on them.
That's right.
Unless
And don't
this-
get into your whole
right.
skull thing.
That's
And you
right.
know, I-
where
I-
this is
He's
going.
itching.
That's right.
He's itching to skull
That's
talk.
right.
Yeah.
You skull
Somehow,
fucking me, boy.
somehow, an Armenian Matthew McConaughey just got in the studio. That's right. That's right.
No skull.
That's right. All right. All right. No skulls. No skulls.
Oh my God.
That's Matthew McConaughey. It's
good.
He says a lot of S's
He
and everything he
whistles
says.
a lot when he speaks.
Super sales.
Actually, you
Lincoln.
guys, I kind of had a talk with somebody too. They were asking us what we're gonna do for April 24th today. I got a call, and I was like, I really don't know. What did you have in mind? And this person was like, oh, it's like a pretty popular coffee shop amongst Armenians. No, it's not Starbucks, but they're like, they wanted to have like some like kind of gathering type of thing, like to do comedy or whatever on April 24th. And I was like, dude, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't suggest you do it.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to like, bring light like Armenian art on that day and to like, I guess,
Who
show it
would
to
want to
the
have a
people.
show on April 24th?
Not a full-on
No, I know what
show,
you
just
mean.
a gathering
I know
of
what you mean.
people at the coffee shop
Right.
type thing. But
I say yes. I say yes.
I
Yeah,
thought so.
I say yes too.
I told this person. I said, the guys would probably be down for
I'm
it. I
down.
personally, I don't know. I'll
I'm
come and
down.
support, but I just wouldn't do. Like even on the 21st, I'm doing an event at this place to raise money for the Artsakh soldiers at a shop again. Not a shop. It's a hookah place in Tahanga.
Okay.
And can I say the
Stereotype.
name? I can say the name.
Yeah, say it.
Oh,
Plug it.
Puff Cafe.
Yeah,
It's
plug
Puff
'em. Puff,
Cafe.
puff, Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
plug 'em.
that's yeah.
Puff, puff, pass.
Yeah, let's take it real serious and have a fundraiser
Yeah.
at
Well-
a place called Puff
Puff Cafe.
Cafe.
Well, that's the thing, though. We're raising
Yesterday,
money, but we're raising
Sunday.
money to send to the soldiers, though. It's like a fundraiser type thing. It's not like we're going there to party. It's not just a party thing, but
welcome
But
to
look, here's
Smoke
what I don't
Bro
understand.
Lounge.
I'd say two things on this. One, why is it okay to get together and party at, a bus when you're on your way to get killed to protect our country? 'Cause we're talking about how that was happening,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So that's
they weren't
okay.
partying. Okay, go on.
Yes, they were. They're singing and
they're
dancing.
celebrating and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
I would say
that's
that's for
different.
morale.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and we
Okay,
can't.
being
because we're not-
jovial while going
But why
about
does
to go
that-
fight.
Because that has to pump them up. You
Okay,
know? They're
I
like,
understand. But in the second thing is like recently it was my grandfather's 20th. I don't know what you call it, anniversary of his death or whatever. But when we went to the cemetery and death anniversary, and instead of just like mourning or whatever, my aunt was like, "Let's all just tell a funny story that we remember."
That's
about
way
Grandpa."
better than sitting there and going sad.
Yeah,
sad,
and so we all
sad.
like had these really great stories and memories that we shared about his life, and we celebrated his life.
Yeah.
And I understand that the genocide is very serious and we want recognition, but that doesn't mean that we absolutely have to be these like solemn people
Yeah.
that day. And it doesn't mean that we can't. Why not throw a comedy show that's a fundraiser and send all that money to them?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's a celebration of a certain thing.
It's a celebration of the fact that we're still here.
Yeah.
And it's a celebration of the fact that we're alive.
Right.
It's not necessarily just to recognize this horrible thing and dwell on that,
I
but
feel
it's
that way.
also to celebrate the fact that we made it. And yes, we want recognition, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that all is lost or that we have to treat it like that.
Well, that's the thing is it doesn't. That's why I was saying that Armenians sometimes can't understand that people have two sides to them. We can see that it's sad, and we understand that we want recognition, and we understand that it was a horrible thing that happened, and that you shouldn't really joke about things like this. But there's also another thing of celebrating life, celebrating that we're still here, like you're saying, celebrating everything. I know. My father passed away coming up on 3 years now. I would rather sit there and talk about all the good times about him rather than sit there, oh my God, and just think about like in a very black, dark way about my dad dying, which is how my grandparents deal with my father dying still this long. But I think that's just how Armenians are. Mary, I can tell you do not agree with what
No,
we're
it's
saying.
not that I don't agree with. I just think on April 24th,
Right.
just on that day, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't expect everybody to be the same. April 21st, though, that event that we're doing, I told the guy, too, I said, I don't think it's appropriate for me to do stand-up for an event that we're raising money to send to Artsakh soldiers. I could get up and say a couple things to people, thank them for, donating money or whatever, but I just feel weird doing comedy on April 24th.
But that's your job, and they're asking you to do your job for the thing, right?
We had huge. There was. I think it was for AIDS research. What was the one that was with Robin
Cancer.
Williams, Billy Crystal, all the big guys back in the, I think it was like the late 80s, early 90s got together.
Yeah.
They did huge charity shows for diseases. That doesn't mean that they're laughing at people with diseases.
Right.
And you
Does
have
it
events for cancer. You
Yeah,
have events
right.
We have comedy events for we did a comedy event for
Right.
cancer. Does that mean that cancer patients should be offended?
No, that's
No,
not.
but that means that all the Armenians should smoke as much as they
They
can
can
at the cancer
yes,
event.
and they sure did.
They did,
sure
by the way, they did.
Yeah.
No, but I think like
have
because
cancer in
especially
Jamaica.
because of what's going on right now, because soldiers are dying, that's like it's
Right.
adding to it.
I see what
And
you're
I
saying,
think
Mary.
it's like, we don't crack jokes during the cancer day, or the cancer events. We do crack jokes, but I'm saying you don't crack jokes during like a moment of silence. Let's say, right?
So April 24th is one
like
big
one
moment of
big
silence.
moment of freaking silence.
But
It's
we
like-
are not silent on that day. In fact,
You know
we're
what I
as
mean? It's
loud
like-
as
it's
we
like the-
possibly can be.
I have a
Yes,
yeah.
please. I don't know. Yeah, that was my input on that.
Oh, so you know how you guys said like cancer shows or whatever, but when you do a cancer show, you don't crack jokes about cancer patients, okay? Did you? You didn't, no. But I'm saying like during the Armenian show, don't you think we're going to talk about your Armo when or, funny like Armenian
No.
moments
Based on
and
what you're
stuff?
saying, we wouldn't be making fun of the people that have died or the event. We're just doing
One
jokes.
of the pompous douches?
No, but I'm saying we're doing jokes because based on your same criteria, and yes, we're at a cancer event. We're not making fun of the cancer victim. So we're not going to be making fun of the thing that we're
Right.
there. Like that's like cancer was the thing there.
Right.
Armenian genocide would be the thing there. We wouldn't be necessarily making jokes about Armenian genocide.
Yeah, don't do your genocide joke and everything's
Save that for
fine.
next month.
Yeah. No, I get
Well,
both
if you guys
sides
are
of it.
down, I could definitely do it. It would actually be in. I could, let the guy know, and yeah.
Well,
I don't
by
know.
the time people hear this will already be over. So
Right.
let's
I
move
think-
on to things that,
Yeah.
that
We'll find out.
we'll tune
Stay
in to
tuned.
find out.
Tune in next time.
The other thing that I wanted to bring up, which is just so retarded and so laughable, is this fact check Armenia propaganda that the Turkish government. I'm assuming it's the Turkish government. I definitely know that Turkish people are behind it, but it's a website that they've posted that basically discredits and gives you disinformation about the Armenian genocide. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because they had a billboard in Boston, I believe.
Yeah, in the North
near
End.
a very, but near Armenian Park.
An Armenian Memorial Park.
Right,
or
an
something
Armenian
like that,
Memorial
yeah.
Park. And they had it up there, and they got it taken down. And one of the things that they said is that it was up there. The advertisers were like it was up there by mistake. But
That doesn't happen.
the whole thing behind it is just so retarded because what they're doing, and essentially what's happening is they're degrading the transmission, if in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So what they're doing is if over time, you change the message little by little. Every generation that goes by is basically only going to remember what it was taught by the prior generation, and then after a while, it's just going to become completely erased. So it's a way it's brainwashing, and what it's doing, even if it's not real and even if it's not true, by putting that information louder than the actual information that's the truth, then this is going to take over. Which is probably why people are going to say that's why we march and that's why we do the things
Yes.
to make our message louder than this
Because
message.
if it was up to them, they would totally change all the history books, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's essentially what they're
And they
doing.
would call me a liar when I would tell them that, like my last name is Baba Solukyan. And they're like, oh, what is that? It's like, yes, my last name is, my father is dead.
Right.
In the Turkish language.
Right.
My 5-year-old grandpa, my grandpa when he's 5 years old, going through the desert, didn't want to speak Armenian. So when he made it to this, the the Syrian the border. They're like, "What's your name? What's your father's name?" They ask in Arabic, and he's like, "Baba Muldoon, Baba Muldoon." So they write down Baba Solukan on his thing. So when I explain this to a Turkish guy, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if that's even true, man. I don't, it's like, and you're it's like they've been dealt with so much propaganda, and they're like, well, there was killing on both sides, and I'm like, look, bro, I mean,
that's the narrative they want to.
Yeah, and they all they want to do is destroy the narrative. It's just like public relations 101. Someone calls you a liar, you call them a liar back.
Yeah,
they're like, no, they're lying.
It's like, what are you doing? It's the old adage: if you don't like the conversation, change what they're talking about. No. The old adage. It's from a TV show.
What is the purpose in pretending there was a genocide against us? Like, what?
Here's what it is, and I'll give you the reason why. The reason why, I think, my personal belief, is the moment and the second that they recognize it in any official capacity, then reparations come into play.
There you go.
Then land reparations come into play.
Money.
Monetary reparations come into play. Because I looked into it after World War II and after the genocide of the Jews and after the Holocaust. Germany was ordered to pay a ton of money to Israel. I think they've paid something like $68 million. I don't know if it's
and if you look at the German history books, if you look at the German history books,
right?
Go ahead.
I get why the Turkish people would lie about it.
Right.
What I'm saying is, why would a bunch of Armenian people be like, they committed a genocide on us when it wasn't true?
Because according to them, that we committed a genocide to them.
Right.
Like we killed them, type of thing.
Not only we killed them, we routinely worked with the Russians, who at the time were their enemies, the Ottoman Empire. We would continually give information to the Russians, and from within, this is the narrative that they're saying, from within, we were helping Russians bring down the Ottoman Empire, even in the war in Crimea in 1892, all the way leading up to 1912, and then, all the different things that happened.
That could very well be possible.
Thing. Right, but that's what they're saying. But that fits into their narrative. That's what. Of course, they're going to say that. And
then when you really look at it, I mean, it's like 400 years of oppression, man. We were held down. We were the second-class citizens.
Right.
So we finally, the 1800s come around, especially after the French Revolution. There's this thinking of like, we have all these very intelligent people going to Europe, going to France, learning like, what? We need a revolution. We need to be our own republic. We can't be under the thumb of Turkish people.
Yeah.
So they're organizing, they're galvanizing, they're coming together. And who is this pissing off? The people, the first-class citizens, the people who are the center of the culture going,
exactly.
You guys know your place. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. So it's a matter of like,
once Armenians started showing that they
want respect.
They wanted respect and they want to be treated as first-class citizens, that's when they felt like, okay, then let's try. And...
You couldn't live on the second floor of a building in the Ottoman Empire if you were Armenian.
Really?
You couldn't carry a sword or even a dagger. You just weren't allowed to, bro. Like, I mean, things have changed now. They're saying, I've heard that there's Armenians flourishing in Turkey and Istanbul. That's
and
what
there was at the time too. There's 2
wasn't-
million Armenians in Istanbul
That's
and the
crazy.
Ottoman Empire at the time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were, being parasites or the way that they're.
What it is this is how I look at it, and this is why it pisses me off when I hear a lot of my Armenian brothers and sisters saying racist things themselves, or they'll say something like, "Hey, man, I'm not a racist. I just don't like black people." No, buddy, that's exactly racist. And let me tell you where
that's the definition.
That's the definition.
Racism.
Or they'll say something like, "Highest one, Mexico best me a lot." It's like, I'm sorry, but Mexicans are probably better than what you're doing right now. Okay,
exactly.
What I'm trying to say is like, once we've picked a group of people that we don't like and we dislike and we say we don't like these people for a certain reason because they're different from us, that's the very thing that happened in Armenia, Turkey, to Armenians, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the very thing. So what happens is when you don't like somebody and discriminate somebody, guess what happens when war comes into that country? That's
the
when the
first
people
person
in
you're gonna think
power,
of.
you're going to just clean out the rest. So when we're racist in this country and we're discriminating against people, be freaking careful. Because if a war ever comes onto the land of America, what do you think is going to happen?
We're going to be the ones.
We're going to get rid of people that people that are in power are going to get rid of. Maybe not. It's horrible. All I got to say is if you're an Armenian, okay, and you're listening to this, and you ever had racist thoughts against blacks, Mexicans, anybody, you're doing a disservice to your own people. Because that's the very reason why we got genocided, bro.
Well, that's a very important point, and I've said it over and over again. Whether it be any kind of discrimination, and there's a lot of discrimination in our culture. There's a lot of racism amongst people that I've known personally. I'm not going to generalize, but that's what really bothers me is that when you come from an oppressed culture, how could you ever possibly want to repress any other culture?
Crazy.
And you should understand more than anybody what that's like and not do that. And
exactly.
It
But
really
then it becomes
me.
how do you like it? Like, we're going to do it to you kind of mentality. You know?
Dude, I got Armenian Trump
Maybe-
supporters on my page, dude.
That's the most amazing thing in the
I
world.
could see
It's
it
crazy.
against. Maybe I could see it against Turkish people,
Right.
and it's like
And Azeris.
solely against the people that have actually inflicted harm on our culture, but it's not that. It's
Right.
against black people, Mexican people, gay people, whatever.
Even
all
white
kinds
people.
of
Nah,
people.
white
people.
people. It's like it's what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
my
You
family-
probably get that a lot.
My family came here.
I have
You
to
know,
explain to people.
like,
why
as many people immigrated to America, they came, as at least my family always said, to give us a better life, the kids
Yeah,
a better life.
that's why we
right?
came here. That's why all of our families
right,
came
that's
here.
why they came here.
So why are
And-
you
and
shitting on everybody else?
to run away from oppression, whether it was Soviet Union,
Yeah.
or whether it was prior to that with the Turkish government? People left the oppression. They wanted freedom. They wanted us to have a chance to be what we wanted to be, as long as it's a doctor or lawyer. And they, but at the same time, once we start expressing that freedom, and once we start expressing that,
Then no,
we
you
don't want
shouldn't.
that. That's not how we did it in Armenia.
Yeah.
Right. What?
You know,
And
we're
there's a problem. There's a problem in this country that maybe it's like it'll raise our consciousness right now and understand why we're maybe being racist. Is this country's very demanding on its citizens to assimilate and to become American. And what is American? Whatever American is. I mean, come on, whatever the image is. So the more. Oh, it's crazy. It's like a counter attacking. It's like you want to be American, like you're assimilating, you're trying to be American, but it's not happening, so you hate everything that's American. It's like this weird.
Yeah.
Look, in Los
love and
Angeles,
hate relationship. I don't know
we
if that's too
have
complicated,
Little
but-
Armenia, we have Little Ethiopia, we have Thai Town, we have Chinatown, we have
Right.
Koreatown. We've got everything. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's a melting
Right.
pot.
But here's the
and you
thing.
can still have your own cultural pride, and not speak with an accent when you've lived here for 30 years. It's okay. It doesn't make you less Armenian.
Yeah, and you would think that in an area that does have so many cultures and is such a melting pot, that the Armenians that are here would be more tolerant and more open to assimilating and integrating and stuff. But I know from personal experience, when I talk to Armenians that are from up north, from not from here, from New York, from Boston, they have this like, you know what? We came here to get a better life, so we're just going to assimilate. We're going to be like everyone else. It's okay if you do this. It's okay if you do. A little bit more of an open mentality, I found.
Yeah,
from people that are not from here.
Well, the devil's advocate is that, we don't want to lose our culture.
That's true.
And
That's
I
true.
get that.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it's mutually exclusive. I don't think that you have to pick one or the other. You can assimilate and still keep your culture.
Yeah.
But it's a part of assimilating into this country. That's the weird thing. Part of being an American is being racist in a way. So it's like assimilating into American culture. It's like,
Hey, we're racist just like you.
we're
That's
racist
right.
just like you. I'm white just like you. No matter how much they say they don't want to be white, they want to be white.
I
that's what I mean.
I agree, and I actually have a saying that I came up with.
Hey,
myself. Yeah,
I wanna hear it.
A couple of years ago, when I started doing comedy, and I started like seeing all these different kinds of people. But then like, some of my Armenian friends were also acting very different towards me because I was becoming a little bit more tolerant
Right.
towards other groups of people.
God
And
forbid.
yeah. But so I kind of thought about it. I was like, I may have been born in a melting pot, but I'll never lose my flavor. Like,
Nice.
I could,
Nice.
just keep your
Trademark
Yeah.
that.
trademark.
Hayırın olsa bu haskana.
I know.
That's a tasty flavor.
But yeah, and that's
Not so
another
much
thing.
Russia.
Yeah, like, see, but that's another thing is
Just
like
holla home over
we
him.
were taught to, preserve our culture
It is.
and you could preserve your culture and be nice to other cultures.
You
How
can
about
preserve your
that?
culture and know how to spell and be articulate.
and speak clearly.
And not be a racist.
You can be born here and go to school here and not say this, that, them,
Right.
do, do.
Right.
What?
You
And it's
are
okay if you do, and
Bro.
it's still okay if
It
you
is.
do, because you know what, you're speaking two languages and you're trying to speak
you're
English.
trying.
You're trying, dude. Well,
you're
after
born
40
here.
years, come on, dude.
You're born here.
You're
It's
born
okay.
here.
Look, I'm not
you
saying
have an accent and you're born here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
How do you have
fine
an
if you
accent
have
if
it,
you're
but
born
like,
here?
come on.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, like, when you're talking to your friends, no, this, that, do, di, do. And then, like, you turn around to
I
your boss.
think Michael,
no, yes, I think
Michael
so.
is generalizing based on two people that
I
he
know I
may
am.
know in his
I
entire
am.
life, and I don't agree with him.
I don't agree with this either.
I agree with that.
You don't agree with
Listen.
that there's Armenians that are here that speak with an accent?
No, I agree with that,
That's
but the
what I'm
way that
saying.
you're, I think you're
Yeah,
sure.
He's
making-
exaggerating.
Of course I'm
Okay.
exaggerating.
So I'm trying to think of Armenians that actually talk like that.
There are some that talk like that, but it's an exaggerated version.
Yeah, of course.
Dude.
I mean, look, in,
You sound like Scooby Doo when you do that.
Zoinks.
the Armenian Scooby-Doo.
I mean,
Zoinkyan.
Scoob.
So
I think that the
Fact check Armenia's bullshit.
The bad guy's always a Turk when you take the mask off.
He's always got that
if it
Sultan
wasn't
sword.
for you pesky Armenian kids, I would have gotten away with this.
We would have gotten away with this.
It was like Talat Pasha, you take out. Yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's good stuff.
So
dumb.
weird.
the mystery bends.
See, and I don't want to talk about it so much, but this fact check Armenia is really pissing me off.
So
just
one,
Yeah, man,
one,
that's-
one last thing about that. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
and then
Don't
we'll be
even.
done with it.
I didn't
moved
even
past
look.
it.
Yeah, I can't even
There's
look
no
at
point.
that site because I will just go crazy. One thing
That's
I
me
did
all
see.
day.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know why
I've
you
just
do that to
been-
yourself, dude. Stop doing that.
She has her Facebook account. She does it to herself.
You have
Yeah.
your fans, Mary. I have no one.
Okay, that's true. No.
Well placed,
That's
sir.
funny.
Well placed.
No, one thing I saw about that is there's actually posters in Hollywood on the streets where the march is going to be for April 24th with like posters of fact check Armenia, and it's like the peace sign hand is the
Yeah.
Turkish flag, and then the Armenian
I love how
flag
that's
is-
implying that if you two will stop lying, then we can just have peace.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So-
exactly what that thing is implying.
And I saw that, and the first instinct, I swear, I wanted to go up and just rip that shit down and like pour stuff over it. But then I was like, you know what? That's only going to prove their point, probably. Let me just
Yeah.
leave it
See?
alone. We could do a
Raging
march
Armenians.
here. Yeah, we could march here and not even touch that. What's up? I mean, last year we had like 160,000
I
protesters.
wonder how many this year.
And yeah,
I wonder.
I wonder too.
You think it's gonna be less?
Probably. And I'm not saying it as a bad thing,
It's a
but it is
Sunday.
gonna
I
be.
think there's gonna be
just-
more. It's a Sunday. Nobody should be. You have no excuse.
Can we get a Kardashian to tweet about it? Maybe
Yeah.
people will show up.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
They
god,
will.
dude, I got kind of not called out or hated on, but because I saw like a headline that said the Kardashian tweets prevented the war between Azerbaijan and
Yeah,
Armenia,
that's
and I
fucking
just
stupid.
lost it. I was like, what?
They prevented
war,
They prevented it.
I couldn't. Isn't that
Stupid. Yeah.
I couldn't.
I prevented a war.
And then I said, and
What's
so
a
I made
war?
I made a funny video about it, and some people were like, well, at least they're getting the message out there, and
They
you know
are.
the people are like,
Yeah, they are, but they didn't stop
It's a far
the fucking
cry
war.
from a war
Thank
prevention.
you. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, good for them, but like, war has like politics and governments involved. I'm pretty sure a celebrity tweet has nothing
Yeah.
to do with
Wait.
the war.
War, the group from the 70s broke up and I stopped it? What? I'm like, no.
Speaking of hate stuff, I'm glad I thought of this. I think I've cornered the market on hashtag Gay Armenian on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I think
Wait,
you
let
did.
me-
Yeah.
let me-
But
let me-
you-
just real quick. I just want to tell everybody in the audience, if they don't already know, I felt like maybe last week we might have been gay bashing a little too much. Most of this is gay, so it's okay if we say
I thought that was
bad
clear.
things. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't very clear, and I wanted
it
to make it
wasn't?
clear.
It wasn't clear.
No, but
I'll
now
be
it
honest.
is.
The funniest thing is
The
after
go
microphone's
ahead.
not in your mouth, Moses. That's why it's not clear.
No, but no, go ahead, continue.
Yes.
Hashtag Gay
Yeah,
Armenian.
so I did the hashtag Gay Armenian thing on Instagram. I'm not saying I'm the only Gay Armenian on there.
Right.
I'm one of several, 3, and
that's out. That will
that are
admit
out.
it.
That'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But now they have these like hate things where they're putting like fuck Armenia, fuck this, fuck that, and then it's Gay Armenian, and it's just like people.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're
So
gonna
like
think
you go
you're-
and you just see like me, and then like a bunch of people like
Hating on
Armenian
Armenians.
bashing, like
Oh,
stepping on the flag and burning it, and like.
No.
Dude.
Yeah, and they have a picture of like
We have to
two
reclaim
soldiers,
gay.
like
Fuck.
2 older soldier men kissing, and they're like,
Now
"Gay
you gotta-
Armenia. This is why Armenia's losing the war because they're all gay." And I'm like, let me assure you, they're
Shit.
not all gay, and they're not exactly cool with
Yeah.
that.
I want
General.
to say something about this. I was in the Army. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. You guys know this. I served. My staff sergeant, the guy above me, buffest, strongest guy, no strategy, can hike 40 miles. You can't stop this guy. But on Saturday nights, he'd have his pink scarf on. But you wouldn't know that. This guy was one bad motherfucker. So I just want to say, anybody who wants to say that being gay, this and that, out. I'll bring my friend Sergeant Taganis, and he'll show you
What's up?
a gay soldier. He will bunk you up. So I never want to hear that shit from
Yeah,
anybody.
it's annoying.
Dude, now
It's
you got to
annoying
change
that-
it to hashtag GayArmenian69 to like something different.
Or maybe you got to add your name to it.
No way. I'm gonna keep my gay Armenian.
Yeah,
Fuck
they
that.
got to change.
They
They're the
gotta
ones that have to
it.
change.
I
Then
just
you know what?
report them as hate speech constantly and then
you
spill things.
Damn, you're getting worked up there,
Yes,
Moses.
fabulous.
Calm
All right,
down.
exciting.
Dude, that's fucked
Gay
up because
Armenians
now...
worked up.
Yeah.
You know what? Then I think you should just
Hashtag
clear it
worked
up.
Hashtag chip to nail.
You should just clear it up instead of gay Armenian. Be like, I suck dick.
Yeah. It doesn't
Hashtag
have quite the eloquence.
Yeah,
You're right.
Hashtag I suck dick. No one's going to misconstrue that. Everyone's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. That I like to suck dick. Not that in a bad way, but...
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good
Hey, yeah.
thing.
I swear it is.
The first time I saw you, I knew you were gay.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
But in a good way. Oh, my God. No, you suck dick, but in a good way.
in a
That's
good
what he
way.
said. We had a fan say that to
Who
us.
sucks dick in a
They went
bad
up to
way?
Moses and they're trying to express in their own way that they're okay and it's cool because he's a cool person and they would never think that a gay person would be cool and this is their first experience meeting someone, like kind of like letting you know that it's cool.
Right.
But the way that it came out was so wrong. He's like, hey, my friend sucks dick, but in a good way.
Yeah, he
you
was
know,
like, basically he said, the moment I saw you, I knew you were a cocksucker, but in a good way.
But in a good way. Yeah,
thanks.
Oh, well then.
Thanks.
This is the path to bringing everybody together. We have to go
Right.
through the rough edges.
Yeah.
This is the 60s, basically.
Yeah.
Sucking dick does bring people together.
Oh my gosh.
No, but after the show, there was that one time, like, they're like, hey, you were doing great. And that one guy that pretended like he was gay, he was really funny. I'm like, no, he was...
Yeah, see?
He's
People-
really gay. He's really gay. So, oh, that's funny. You're funny. You're keeping going. No, dude.
We need to change that to a bunch of gay guys going,
Hey! And then a yas.
Oh my god, yes. Did you record it?
Oh my God, yas. We should record yas.
where's the yas drop?
Yes.
The yas drop?
There's 2 yas drops.
Just point to
Yeah.
Moses.
Yeah, just point to me.
Yeah.
I'll drop it.
And I think gay people are cool.
Yas.
Dumb.
Oh my God. Speaking of dumbass.
Oh,
this is
is it
absolute-
comment time?
It's comment time. It's comment time. It's comment time. Time for your shitty comment time. Yas. Yas. But we need like a bunch of little kids saying yas. So it's like yas. This is the portion that I love actually the most because as you know, as our audience might know, we have a lot of funny videos that are up on YouTube. And a lot of the stuff that we put up on YouTube actually garner a lot of positive things. But
cares?
obviously, that's not the shit that's funny. The funny shit is the shit, the hate. I can just feel them typing on the fucking, this motherfucker. I'm going to let this motherfucker know. Some people actually watch every single one of our videos and leave long, detailed comments on how they hate our videos, which I find absolutely hilarious. But some people, this Cover Petros, just goes around and just agrees with people that hate and tells people that they're idiots that he doesn't like. Like this one commenter, Rita Ismailian. I'll say your name because you put your name on YouTube and you're hating us. So
Full blast.
I didn't.
Warp speed ahead.
full blast. This is very disrespectful, disgusting, and not funny at all. Armenians are not ghetto or barbaric for others to think they will be attached by them. I don't know what she meant by that. So, she goes on, she's hating. And then one person, Mr. Clean, says, Glendale Armenians do behave like this. And then Cover Petros writes, no, you are like that. That's it? That's the best you came up with, Cover Petros, all day long? No, you are.
Doesn't he usually have our back? Yeah,
No,
right?
Cover Petros doesn't. Cover Petros hates us.
Oh, really? I thought he had
Yeah.
our back.
No, he's not very
You
covertly.
people are no better than the caricatures you satirize. Fuck you.
I thought that said sodomize.
Oh, it did. No better than the people you sodomize.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, see, that's where we need the hate drop. Armin, did you have any funny ones?
As funny as I can. I always look for funny ones. Hopefully this is funny.
Sure.
Okay, this is the typical Armenian wedding one.
I haven't seen that video in so long. I
Yeah.
don't even want to.
Okay. Whoever are in the show and those who shot the video are idiots. Go learn a thing or two about Armenia instead of uploading trash like this on YouTube.
Idiot.
Yeah. And then our friend Gabriel comes to our defense. It's meant to be funny, not taken seriously. God damn. Calm your damn self. God damn. Damn. Hashtag damn. That guy's the man. Gabriel Kaplanyan, you come to our show, I'm buying you a drink, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man, that's all you
God
get for
damn.
free.
You wrote it like a
God damn. Here's how you get a drink from us. You have to walk up to Armin Babasuk and you have to say hashtag damn.
You're going broke next
That's
show.
the first three. Yeah, that's only the first three people.
We gave it away. Bro, damn. Like 27 people saying damn.
So yeah, that's I just
I
had
have a
that one
couple.
guy.
I have a couple. This one, I think it's from the baby delivery one. I like this because, well, you'll find out. Just some people trying to make $1 off humiliating their own race. No dignity. Agreed. Except for, is anybody else getting paid?
No.
We're making them big bucks.
We've had a total revenue stream of
We are negative
$3.20
dollars on
on
these videos.
We owe fucking YouTube.
We don't get paid
Do
for
you
these
understand?
videos.
We volunteer
Here.
and then we pay for the food we're going to eat while we're there.
Right. Let this set in. We get paid nothing to degrade you. How about
Yeah.
that?
We're doing
about
this
that?
for free.
No diggity, no doubt.
You remember we were talking about before, like how Armenians don't laugh a lot? We're the salvation.
Yeah.
Like, we're paying this with their.
We're
No,
the
there's
ones
some
raising-
really, to be fair, there's some really funny Armenians out there that do
Yeah.
comedy, like really,
There
really
are.
funny.
There
Hell
are.
yeah.
There definitely are.
I don't
naturally
understand
funny
some of
people,
it,
man.
but they're very funny. They really
Yeah.
are. There's some really good people out there. In our
But there's
culture.
also a lot of people that think they're funny and they keep sending me messages and Snapchats, like trying to tell me their jokes.
Oh yeah, Mary keeps
stop
doing that
doing
to me
that.
too.
No, no, I really have people doing it. Please, I can come up with my own jokes.
What's the
Fans,
next one?
The
please.
next one is this is fun because it's kind of calling us ignorant while at the same time admitting his own misogynistic ignorance. It's pretty brilliant. I am glad you wrote, Michael Pashon. I am glad you wrote. Have you ever had a child or seen a child birth in that fashion? Because in my experience, this is obviously the baby delivery sketch. Because in my experience, Armenian men after a childbirth go get drunk and party for a few days, and women visit the mother in the hospital with flowers and gifts.
Wait,
This is the real Armenian way.
was a
Lots of gifts and lots of drinking. Make a comedy about that and exaggerate as much as you like, and lots of people relate to that, but not your clowning around.
That is so
that's so stupid.
Wow.
Dumbest
stupid.
thing ever.
No, but
So
she-
here's the problem
is that
he
her
had with the
experience?
video.
Is that his experience?
I'm assuming this is a man. This is the.
Is it a man?
I'm pretty sure it says it's
sounded
a
very
company.
man bashing.
Oh fuck! I'll say it. It's Bell's Trucks.
Yeah, it's a man.
It's a man. Well, that's some awesome woman. I don't know. You could own a place called Bell's Trucks, Mary, for sure.
I could.
But I love it. It's like the part that he doesn't like is the fact that there's a guy giving gifts to the girl and is
Yeah.
actually there for
That's
his
the
wife.
one
and the
problem
birth-
I
Yeah.
have with it.
No, this is horseshit.
Yeah.
No self-respecting
No.
Armenian man
How
would
dare
be
you
there
be
for
there
the birth
for
of
And they
their
were
child.
so and they were so pissed off that they took to the internet to write
about
They
it.
logged into their Gmail
They got
or whatever.
bells and trucks,
Yeah.
bro. They got
That's
bells
right.
and trucks.
I'm pretty sure that
I'm gonna-
because his dad wasn't there.
Stupidest thing in the world.
Ouch.
Oh my God, Mary, do you have any more that you read? Mo?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this one because of the amazing language and grammar.
It has to be quick.
It is a shame that we would present yourself like that. Please do not forward this. Yeah, catch up.
Yeah.
Please do not forward this to anyone and let it rest there. This is social media. Does everyone understand the meaning of this?
Clearly you don't.
Next time an accident happened in the past next time in the past happened to any of us in Glendale, then you go figure. Stop, please posting. Stop, please posting things like this, calling it funny, and bring the name of Armenians down.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking get a life.
Funny.
Seriously.
All right, that's it.
Mary, how about you?
I have one for the delivery. It says, bad job with a bunch of thumbs down. We are not like this. Most probably you were born like this. I'm proudly Armenian, ! But you, ..
Oh, wow.
And then our homie Passion responded, LOL, don't watch it. Stay in Hayastan chagaz vorvachas gas. We love you, Passion.
Oh man, yeah, Passion
We
can
got the
make a
passion
big
for
shout
you.
out to Michael Passion. And all of these videos, you can see it on our YouTube channel, Armenian Nights Comedy, and you can also go to Michael Passion Comedy He's the one that writes and produces most of these funny ass videos that we have on here. So all the hate can be directed to him and
It's all his fault.
Michael Passion.
Oh, and while we're talking about it, Passion, if you're listening, apparently you owe us money for these videos.
Yeah, because we're getting paid.
Yeah, Passion's getting. Dude, why do you think he's not here? Why do you think he's not here? He's
Making
living
money.
it up off that YouTube money. Got that good YouTube money. Mary, do you have any more?
No, I don't.
I honestly don't have any more. I would just like to let everybody know to go to ArmenianNights.com to check out our future shows, our dates, and our tickets. Check us out every single month. We have a show at Flappers Comedy. May 22nd is the next show. Please don't be an Armo and laugh at this stuff. Pass it on. Share it. You've listened all the way through, and thank you, and have a very, very good night. And I'm going to take you out on the wonderful Nazo Bravo, and he kindly donated our theme song, which is Armenian American by Mr. Nazo Bravo. So let Nazo Bravo take us out.
Yas.
You know, he was in Armenian My Love,
Yep.
the movie.
Yeah.
Guy's great.
I heard
We
about
need to go
that.
see it.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's
Yeah.
out. Let's go.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Armenia My Love.
Nazo Bravo.
Beautiful.
Nazo Bravo.
Yo. Coming from LA, baby, we call it Los.
Mighty High.
Mighty High.
Coming from LA, baby, we call it Los. I'm a Armenian American. My people rolled up in a caravan. Benz is parked out front, raising armies over here, baby girl, give me a son. One time for my brothers in the game, do the damn thing, man, taking names, making money by the ton. I'ma do the same, baby, swear to put it down to the fullest, long as I got breath up in my lungs. And I like to make a toast, this one is for my folks, y'all doing the most. She trying to get close, honey, don't overdose. Coming from LA, baby, we call it Los. Yo, girls just wanna have fun. Yo, she love my features, ask me where I'm from, I'm a Armenian American. My people rolled up in a caravan. Bentley sitting by the G-Class. With the tinted glass, get your knee pads. Now California love like it's 95. But understand the future's mighty high. Coming from LA, baby, we call it Los. I'm a Armenian American. My people rolled up in a caravan. Benz is parked out front, raising armies over here, baby girl, give me a son. 2 times for my sisters looking fly with the pride in their eyes, shine bright like a diamond in the sky. Wasn't playing about the sun, matter of fact, want a daughter too. Tell me what you wanna do. Raising an army over here, making moves, but we don't need a dolly over here. Yeah, throwing paper in the air, celebrating like somebody getting married over here.